Hello, this is Stacy. I am wearing my esthetician hat today. I've got my clipboard, got my notes. Today I'm going to give myself a microderm. That's two types of exfoliations in one. The microdermabrasion exfoliation is a manual exfoliation. You're going to use a wand and it has a diamond encrusted tip. You do that first and then you just wander across the skin in a light manner. You're going to take off dead skin cells and get the skin ready for the chemical peel. Now, the chemical peel that I have chosen for today is a very mild peel. It has lactic acid in it, has phytic acid in it, and I'm going to let you know what those acids entail in just a bit. Now, a microderm is non-invasive. There's no downtime. It's a procedure that uses mechanical exfoliation, like I told you. You can get a microderm in your aesthetics office. It's not the same as a dermabrasion. It is a microdermabrasion. The dermabrasion will have to be done in your doctor's office or your derm's office. You can do microdermabrasion on your face. You can do it on your neck. You can do it on your chest, hands, back, anywhere where you see dead skin just piled up and it's kind of rough to the touch. That's exactly the purpose for the microderm. Now, the chemical peel is a peeling solution. Today, I have elected to go with the Ultrabright. It's one of the peels that I have in my Pro Power Peel by Dermalogica. That peeling solution basically treats fine lines, pigmentation, and I chose this peel because it has lactic acid in it. Lactic is one of your milder peels, one of your milder acids. It's an alpha hydroxy acid, and that peel has a larger molecule than the other peels that you're probably familiar with. This particular Ultra Bright peel also has phytic acid. Now, phytic is it's an outlier of peels. It's neither an alpha hydroxy, it's neither a beta hydroxy. It has some things in it that fights free radicals, so it's going to fight signs of aging from the sun. It binds minerals such as calcium. Calcium goes into the skin and it turns the liquid or the fluid form of oil that's in your skin, turns it into a wax. So basically it just builds up in your follicle and basically has your pores looking very enlarged. So basically you're going to break down that with the phytic acid. So basically it's an enzyme. It's going to break down the calcium and eradicate that. Now, phytic acid made out of grains, legumes, or rice. I have the rice formulation. Rice is in the formula. It is an enzyme in and of itself, and it breaks down the skin. It brightens the skin. It's for sensitive, rosacea, fine lines, wrinkles, and rough skin as well. So this peel is really a brightener, and it basically smooths the skin. I chose this peel because I'm doing the microderm first, and I didn't need a peel that was going to be a bit abrasive, or not abrasive, or just stronger. I wanted a mild level peel since I'm doing two forms of exfoliation. Now, this formulation also has mucor fungal. Basically, it heals photo damage. It mimics the enzyme that breaks down the glue that basically holds the skin together. So it's going to break that down and eliminate all of those old dull cells that keep your skin not looking as bright as it can. This peel also has a grape juice extract that helps to accelerate the lactic. It helps to give it a boost, okay? Also, it has tangerine peel that's a citric acid, so it's going to improve brightening as well. So every single thing in this peel is a brightener, and it helps to break down the dead skin cells and all of the glue that goes together. And that's why I chose this peel. The first solution I'm going to apply to the skin is called one-step prep. So it has witch hazel, has a little alcohol in it, and basically it just goes throughout the skin, takes off any oil. So it's a degreaser, and we need to put a degreaser on so that whatever exfoliant or exfoliation that we choose, it doesn't have to come in contact with oil. It just basically gets down to business. So I just degreased the skin. Now it's time for the Microderm. I have a fan over here. I always keep a fan on deck when I'm doing peels, and I'm gonna have that ready in case the peel gives me a little bit of a sting or a bite. Now I've got my wand ready. In between here, you can take these little tips off, and I'll show you all the different tips that I have in my little case here. You use the tip that is good for whatever area of the skin that you need, and I want a very mild exfoliation manually, so I'm going to use the tip 220. The higher you go, the finer the grit. I've already put my filter in between the tip and the wand so as to capture the dead skin cells. All right, so I turned on my machine, testing my suction. My skin is nice and dry. I have the fan going here. I have my gloves on. You don't want any oils to transfer onto the skin when you're doing the Microderm. The skin needs to be as dry as possible. So I really want to focus on this area over here in my chin area. If you can see, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation here and throughout my cheeks right in this area. So here I go. You have to hold the skin taut, and basically I'm going to pull it out. A little bit of suction. And I'm going to do one pass. If my skin were very thick and I needed a little bit more, I would go in with maybe 1.5 passes, or just on the areas where I would need them, which would be the nasolabial fold if I were concerned with the fine lines and wrinkles. You can also do it out in the area on the sides of the face where you may have crow's feet, and right here in the glabella where you will have those lines, and when you make expressions, typically you have 2 lines there. They call those the 11s. But since I'm doing a double exfoliation today, I'll only be doing 1 pass. You don't need to be aggressive with the wand because the suction does the work for you. So you want to be very gentle. You do not want to dig into the skin. It has these little diamonds in there. It does all of the work for you. Like I said, hold the skin taut, glide it across. You don't have to be aggressive. Careful, I'm being careful not to go over too much because like I said, I'm coming over top of this with the peel. I did a pass around the face, omitting the nose, so I put another tip on. If you can see it, that is basically designed for the nose area, so you can get into the cracks or the nasal wing. You can get into that area there. That's what they have these tips for, okay? Helps with those stubborn blackheads that won't come out. All right, all set. Whenever you have the wand on your skin, you want to make sure you have it down to a level where you feel comfortable. Your skin is not pulling and being dragged and sucked into the wand. So I finished all over my face, did my nose, did a little bit more in my nasolabial. That's where I have a little bit of signs of fine lines. So now I go back across with the smooth end, turn this up as high as I want, because all this does, it glides really nicely. And all it does is goes by, sucks up any dead skin cells. It's not abrading at all. This is not an exfoliation. This basically just takes the dead skin cells, and it will be all of the skin cells will be left on that little mini filter that I showed you. I will not show you the filter after I'm done because it's a little gross. Gonna see dead skin cells in there. Okay. And typically after you're done with your Microderm, you might be a little irritated. I'm not, but sometimes you can be. You can go over top with ice. I'm gonna go over it with my jade roller, and then after the peel, I'm gonna go over with my glacial globes. So I'm just gliding over the skin, and typically if you don't have a jade roll, it's fine. You can just get ice. You can get ice cubes and glide it over the skin to just calm the skin down. Remember, anytime you have any redness or heat or anything like that, you can calm the skin down with ice, jade roller, whatever you have available. All right, next comes the peel. Now again, my focus is brightening, hyperpigmentation, and hydration. Always get the peel acid that is going to combat what you have as a skin concern. I don't have any active acne at the moment, so I wouldn't need anything like a salicylic. Plus, I wouldn't want to use a salicylic after the Microderm as well. So I've got the Ultrabright. It has everything in it. All the ingredients in there are for my skin concerns, which is hydration and pigmentation. So now I'm going to go over starting at the forehead. Careful not to do too much overlapping on the first pass, but this peel can be layered. I can layer it. I won't start there. I remember I've got to do my cheeks last. It has the largest pores of the face, so you want to do those last, especially since we just did the Microderm. All right, I'm almost done here. Now, before the peel, I will let you know that I'm very careful to avoid the eye area. Very careful there. But just want to let you know that before the peel, I basically put some Aqua 4 right in my nostril area and on the corners and all around my mouth, just in case I got any peel there. You don't want the peel to get in any of the mucous membranes or anything like that. And this has been about a minute. And this is what I use in my nostril area. Right in here, right in the corners of the mouth, and then just right over the top of the lip, because those are very thin skin areas and I don't want to risk having any kind of burn or anything like that on my skin. I feel a little tingling in my nose area and maybe over in this area because that's where I concentrated the Microderm. But so far so good. I may be able to get a second layer out of it. All right, I was able to do a second layering, and with these peels you can go up to 3, but I don't need 3 layers because I've already done basically 3 layers of exfoliation because I did the Microderm first, waited 2 minutes, did the peel, and then waited another 2 minutes and did the peel. So I'm totally fine on my exfoliation, just waiting on that. After, I'm going to neutralize that peel with the neutralizing solution, okay? And that's basically going to stop the peeling action. I don't want this to keep going and going. There are some peels where you don't have to neutralize, and there are some where you do. And this one, according to Dermalogica, you have to neutralize. So I'm preparing that, getting that ready. I'm going to remove the peel in another minute with cold water, with gauze. I've got my gauze right here ready, and cold water, and then I'll go over top with the neutralizer. All right. All right, so I've removed the peel with cold water, dried my skin, and I'm gonna lay down the neutralizer, which is a salt-based solution that's made to neutralize the acid that we put down. So we got the alkaline that is going to neutralize the acid and stop that peeling action. My skin did very well. It tolerated this very nicely. I did feel a tingle, but that's fine. That means that those desmosomes, or that glue that's holding those dead skin cells down, that's keeping you from having that nice clear skin, it's coming up. It's breaking those bonds. And like I said, you can do the neck. I do have some hyperpigmentation on my neck from the hormonal hair that's growing. All right, so while this neutralizes, I have another job to do. I have to disinfect the tips that I had. Remember the tip that I did initially? Diamond tip. And then the one that I had for the nose. I usually spray these down with alcohol while I'm waiting. And then the smoother that basically takes the dead skin, sucks the dead skin off. So I have my holder here. I've got my disinfectant. I'm going to pour in there. And then I have to put these and everything that I've used in here, close it up. Manufacturer's direction says 10 minutes, so I'll be able to kill all my little germs in 10 minutes. Okay, this is about ready to come off and I'll be right back. All right, done with all of that. Now on to my finishing products. Let me just tell you, I took the filter off of the wand. There, you can't see that. It was crazy. Even though I do my products every day, you still have to do that once every 2 weeks kind of exfoliation to help get those dead skin cells that are really thick. Okay, so next I'm going in with my Matrixyl 10% and hyaluronic acid serum. Really good for hydrating, remember? And also my hyaluronic acid plus B5. Okay, I want to, now that my skin is kind of like open for business, I'm gonna put both of those serums together and put them on my skin. My skin will really, really, really love these products that I'm putting on. So I'm going to put on the serums, and I'm going to add something today. We all know that vitamin C is very, very good hydrator. So I'm going to put on a vitamin C. It's a little more than a serum, it's a cream, and that's why I'm putting it on after the serum. You put your thinner products on first, and then next you can see right there, this is called MAP. It's magnesium ascorbate phosphate in 10%, and it's a cream. All right, so I'm gonna put that over top of that hyaluronic acid. Okay, and after I get this nice and I glide it, and I really want to pat it. I really don't want to be too rough over the skin because I just did a peel and I want to be as gentle as possible. But after I add this on here, guys, I am going to go over top with the Glacier Globes. And it's really going to help soothe, calm down any disturbances that were made with the peel. Super good treatment. And here are the Glacial Globes. So I'm just gonna run that right over the skin. These are excellent to do after a treatment. Okay, so it's kind of like you're giving like a fire and ice type of treatment. These are very cool. They were chilled in the refrigerator, and while I had the peel on, I had them in a cold bowl of ice water to keep the temperature nice and cool. This is awesome. This is a wonderful treat for the skin, especially after something like an exfoliation and a chemical peel, especially. You know, these are really good for migraines, good for sinus, relieve any tension, inflammation. We know when we need something, the inflammation calmed in our body and our skin, we use ice, right? This is awesome. This is amazing. And I did this treatment when the sun went down because I didn't want to go over top of it with any sunscreen, because why? I've got a lot of creams and products on already. Oh yeah, this is really good. Like I said, really good for migraines if you ever had a migraine or any kind of headache or tension or sinus. puffiness under the eye in the morning. When you get up and you're kind of puffy, you have a lot of fluid buildup, you just push this. Also serves as like a lymphatic drainage of sorts. Really cool. That's the end of my treatment, my Microderm, micro peel, chemical peel, and my skin feels wonderful. I can't wait till the morning. And my skin isn't going to peel. It's just a superficial exfoliation. And over the next couple of days, the skin cells will begin to slough off, but it won't be noticeable. It's just that every day it'll be a little bit less darkness and less darkness, hyperpigmentation, and the skin will be brighter and just have a healthier glow. All right. Thank you guys, and be good to yourself, and make sure you stay inside. Don't go outside unless you need to. Let's obey these orders of the quarantine so we can all get better. All right? Ciao.